International University of Novi Pazar was founded in 2002 as a legacy of the Mashiach of the Islamic community in Serbia. The aim of the university founding is to spread education, science, and research activities with the purpose of improving economic development, whereby the contribution to social progress is emphasized. The International University of Novi Pazar is an integrated university and consists of 6 departments: law, economics and business management, arts, information technology and computer science, pedagogical and psychological sciences, and philology. The undergraduate studies of English language at the philology department last 4 years or 8 semesters, with the possibility of accomplishing 240 ECTS credits. Each course is worth 5 to 9 ECTS credits, depending on the course material difficulty, pace, and amount of time needed to master the study material provided. The aims of the study program are: a student who completes undergraduate academic studies in the field of English language and literature is qualified for independent work in the following areas: teaching English as a foreign language, general translation, other activities that require a thorough knowledge of English language and literature. Students are also qualified for the continuation and completion of graduate academic master studies in the field of English language and literature, for master graduation thesis and lifelong learning programs. During the 4-year English language studies at the International University of Novi Pazar, besides the courses on literature and general studies, students attend the following courses closely relevant to the language they study: British history and culture, introduction to general linguistics, contemporary English language, English phonetics, culture of speech, English morphology, teaching methods with practical work in school, English syntax, history of English language, lexicology. There are some elective courses such as evaluation in the teaching process of English and contact languages. The core courses are in contemporary English language, offering 2 hours of teaching and 8 hours of skill exercises: speaking, writing, listening, reading and translation. Besides, the core courses deal with the word, phrase and sentence structure, morphology and syntax, as well as a number of literary courses that give an overview of English literature in general. Finally, the process of modernizing curricula and syllabi is a never-ending process. With the development of science and teaching methodology, new changes are to be introduced accordingly. Designing our curriculum, we strive to make English multi-vocational. Skills that are demanded from students to complete their studies in English are treasured in a variety of different jobs and professions. Therefore, many English graduates pursue a wide range of careers in administrative roles, financial sector, some work in the management in the private sectors, some became PRs or act as translators. All these possibilities are open to them because the learning outcomes exceed the contents of the syllabi and students can acquire skills to write in a range of formats, meet tight deadlines, propose ideas and theories, think logically, and act creatively.
Respected professors, dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome. Before we start, I feel necessity to thank professors for everything they've been doing for this university, and also the students who have been given the knowledge.
Dear guests, professors and colleagues, good evening. Welcome to the evening of American poetry, which is organized by the students of the English Department of the International University of Novi Pazar, along with the cooperation with the Cultural Center of Novi Pazar. First, we would like to introduce ourselves. My dear colleague, Almasa Hadžić, she comes from Rožaje, and my name is Elvin Mirović.
Poštovani gosti, uvaženi prisutni, uvaženi profesori, dragi kolegi i koleginice, dobro večer. Dobrodošli na veče američke poezije koje organizuju studenti anglistike Internacionalnog univerziteta u Novom Pazaru uz pomoć Kulturnog centra Novog Pazara. Na početku želeli bismo da se predstavimo, moj kolega Eldin i moje ime Almasa.
I would like to greet our dear professor Samina Dezdarević and to express gratitude for the valuable help of the Cultural Center and to Mrs. Amra Hodžić and our dear colleague Amina Šencović in the realization of this project.
Želim posebno da poselamim našu dragu profesoricu, dekanicu, docenta doktora Saminu Dezdarević. Također želimo da se zahvalimo osoblju Kulturnog centra na svesrdnoj pomoći. Posebnu zahvalnost dugujemo našoj profesorici Amri Hodžić i našoj koleginici Amini Šemsović za bezuslovnu podršku i pomoć u realizaciji ove naše ideje.
The English department has been successfully working for almost a decade. Hundreds of graduated students, today English teachers, are currently working as educators in various institutions throughout the Republic of Serbia. Tonight, we will try to interpret a segment of American literature through verse that is going to be presented by my dear colleagues from first, second, third and the fourth year.
Katedra za engleski jezik uspešno egzistira 9 godina. Stotine diplomiranih studenata koji rade kao edukatori u obrazovnim institucijama širom Srbije potvrđuju kvalitet ove institucije. Večerašnjim programom pokušat ćemo da vam predstavimo segment američke poezije kroz stihove koje će govoriti moji kolege i koleginice sa sve 4 godine.
Fahreta Fiuljanin, fourth year student, will perform the poem The Bells by Edgar Allan Poe. Poe was born in the beginning of the 19th century. He was an American poet, writer, and one of the most significant representatives of American Romanticism. His novels, short stories, and poems are considered to be a major contribution to the literature worldwide, especially in the horror genre and criticism.
Fahreta Fiuljanin, studentica 4. godine, će interpretirati pesmu The Bells od Edgara Allana Poe. Poe je rođen početkom 19. veka. Bio je američki književnik, pesnik i jedan od najznačajnijih predstavnika američkog romantizma. Njegovi romani, kratke priče i pesme se smatraju velikim doprinosom svetskoj književnosti i pogotovo u žanru horora i kriminalistike. Fahreta, izvoli.
The bells. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells. What a world of merriment their melody foretells. How they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night, while the stars that oversprinkle all the heavens seem to twinkle with a crystalline delight. Keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme to the tinting nebulation that so musically wells from the bells, 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 from the jingling and the tinkling of the bells. Hear the mellow wedding bells, golden bells. What a world of happiness their harmony foretells. Through the balmy air of night, how they ringle their delight from the molten golden note and all in tune. What a liquid that it flows, the turtle dove that listens while she glows on the moon. Oh, from out the sounding cells, what a gush of euphony voluminously wells, how it swells, how it dwells on the future. How it tells of the rapture that impels to the swinging and the ringing of the bells, 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 of the bells, 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 the rhyming and the chiming of the bells. Hear the tolling of the bells, on bells. What a world the solemn thought their melody compels. In the silence of the night, how we shiver with affright at the melancholy menace of their tone. For every sound that flows from the rust within their throats is a groan. And the people, oh the people, they that dwell up in the steeple, all alone, and who tolling, tolling, tolling. In that muffled monotone, feel a glory in so rolling of the human heart of stone. They are neither man nor woman, they are neither brute nor human, they are ghouls. And their king it is who tolls, and he rolls, 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 rolls. A paean from the bells, and his merry bosom swells with the paean of the bells, and he dances and he yells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme to the paean of the bells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme to the throbbing of the bells, bells, bells. To the sobbing of the bells, keeping time, 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 as he knells, knells, knells in a happy runic rhyme to the rolling of the bells, 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 to the tolling of the bells, 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 to the moaning and the groaning of the bells.
Leila Slezovic, third-year student, will tell the verses of the poem Lady Lazarus by Sylvia Plath. Plath was born in the middle of the 20th century. She was an American poet and novelist. Plath is also known for her private life, which is characterized by mental problems and her marriage with the English writer Ted Hughes. She ended her life with a suicide, and she became an icon of torture and feminism.
Leila Slezović, studentica 3. godine, će kazivati stihove pesme Lady Lazarus. Sylvia Plath je rođena sredinom 20. veka. Bila je američka pesnikinja, spisateljica romana i novelista. Plath je također poznata po privatnom životu koji su obeležili duševni problemi i brak sa engleskim pesnikom koji se okončao njenim samoubistvom, nakon koga je postala feministička ikona i mučenica. Leila, izvoli.
I have done it again. 1 year in every 10, I manage it. A sort of walking miracle. My skin bright as a Nazi lampshade. My right foot a paperweight. My face a featureless fine jewel linen. Peel off the napkin, oh my enemy. Do I terrify? The nose, the eye pits, the full set of teeth. The salabret will vanish in a day. Soon, soon the flesh, the grave cave 8 will be at home on me. And I, a smiling woman, I'm only 30. And like the cat, I have 9 times to die. This is number 3. What a trash to annihilate each decade. What a million filaments. The peanut crunching crowd shows into sea. Them unwrap me hand and foot, the big striptease. Gentlemen, ladies, these are my hands, my knees, I may be skin and bone. Nevertheless, I am the same, identical woman. The first time it happened, I was 10. It was an accident. The second time I meant to last it out and not come back at all. I rocked shut as a seashell. They had to call and pick the worms of me like sticky pearls. Dying is an art, like everything else. I do it exceptionally well. I do it so it feels like hell. I do it so it feels real. I guess you could say I have a cold. It's easy enough to do it in a cell. It's easy enough to do it and stay put. It's a theatrical comeback in a broad day to the same place, the same face, the same brute, amused shout. A miracle that knocks me out. There is a charge. For the eyeing of my scars, there is a charge. For the hearing of my heart, it really goes. And there is a charge, a very large charge, for a word or a touch or a bit of blood, or a piece of my hair or my clothes. So, hair doctor, so hair enemy, I am your opus, I am your valuable, the pure gold baby that melts to a shriek. I turn and burn. Do not think I underestimate your great concern. Ash, ash, you poke and steer. Flesh, bone, there is nothing there. A cake of soap, a wedding ring, a gold filling. Hear God, hear Lucifer, beware, beware. Out of the ash I rise with my red hair, and I eat men like air.
Sharif Shatic, second-year student, will recite the poem, O Captain, My Captain, by Walt Whitman. Whitman was born in the beginning of the 19th century. His major work is a collection of poems, Leaves of Grass, which appeared in many editions and in many languages. These collections were originally published by the poet himself. Through his free verse, he strongly glorifies the American individualism, democracy, and brotherhood among people, and thus, with great excitement, describes the way of American life, especially in New York.
Šerif Šačić, student druge godine, će govoriti stihove pesme O Captain, My Captain Walt Whitmana. Whitman je rođen početkom 19. veka. Njegovo glavno delo, knjiga pesama Vlati trave, koja se pojavila u mnogim izdanjima i na mnogim jezicima i sam štampao. Zbirku u slobodnom stihu na snažan način slavi individualizam Amerike, demokratiju i bratstvo među ljudima, te živo i ushićeno opisuje američki život, ali posebno New York. Šerife, izvoli.
Oh, Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wreck, the prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh, heart, 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 oh, the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen, cold and dead. Oh, Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you buckets and ribbon rests, for you the shores are crowding, for you they call the swaying mass, the eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it's a dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object one. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells. But I, with mournful tread, walk the deck, my captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead.
Aisha Honic, third-year student, will perform the poem There is Another Sky by Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. Dickinson was born in the middle of the 19th century. She was an American poet. In her lifetime, she published 7 poems. Her poems are characterized by unique style and incredible poetic gift. She found her inspiration in the Bible, the works of Shakespeare, and classical mythology.
Aisha Honic, studentica 3. godine, će kazivati stihove pesme There is Another Sky od Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. Emily Elizabeth Dickinson rođena je u 19. veku. Bila je američka pesnikinja. Za svoga života objavila je 7 pesama. Njene pesme se odlikuju unikatnim stilom sa neverovatnim darom riječi, a inspiraciju je pronašla u Bibliji, Šekspirovim delima i klasičnoj mitologiji. Aisha, izvoli.
There is another sky, ever serene and fair, and there is another sunshine, though it be darkness there. Never mind, faded forest, Austin, never mind, silent fields. Here is a little forest, whose leaf is evergreen. Here is a brighter garden, where not a frost has been. In its unfading flowers, I hear the bright bee hum. Pretty, my brother, into my garden come.
Aldina Hazirovic, 4th-year student, will tell us the verses of the poem The Love Song of the J. Alfred Prufrock by Thomas Sterne Eliot. Eliot was born at the end of the 19th century. He was an English writer with American origin and one of the most significant European poets of the 20th century, winner of many awards, among which are the Nobel and the Goethe Prize, and he has also received 16 honorable doctorates.
Aldina Hazirović, studentica 4. godine, će govoriti stihove pesme Thomasa Sterne Eliota. Eliot je rođen krajem 19. veka. Bio je engleski pisac američkog porekla, jedan od najznačajnijih evropskih pesnika 20. veka. Dobitnik mnogih nagrada, među njima Nobelove i Goethove. Nosilac je 16 počasnih doktorata. Aldina, izvoli.
And indeed, there will be time to wonder, do I dare and do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stair. With a bald spot in the middle of my hair, they will say, how his hair is growing thin. My mourning coat, my collar mounting firmly to the chin. My necktie, rich and modest, but asserted by a simple pin. They will say, but how his arms and legs are thin. Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute, there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. For I have known all of them already, known them all, have known the mornings, evenings, afternoons. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. I know the voices dying with a dying fall.
beneath the music from a further room. So how should I presume? And would it have been worth it after all? After the cups, the marmalade, the tea, among the porcelain, among some talk of you and me, would it have been worthwhile to have bitten off the metal with a smile, to have squeezed the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question, to say, I am Lazarus, come from the dead, come back to tell you all, I shall tell you all. If one, settling a pillow by her head, should say, this is not what I meant at all, this is not it at all. No, I'm not Prince Hamlet, no, I was meant to be. I'm an attendant's lord, one that will do to swell a progress, start a scene on through. Advise the prince, no doubt, an easy tool, differential, glad to be of use, politic, cautious and meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse, at times indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. I grow old, I grow old. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled.
Edina Hecho, third-year student, will perform the poem Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. It was his last poem, which tells us about grief and lost love, and it's not known to whom the song was dedicated.
Edina Hecho, studentica 3. godine, će interpretirati pesmu Annabel Lee Edgara Allana Poe. To je njegova posljednja pesma, govori o žalosti za izgubljenom ljubavlju i ostalo je nerazjašnjeno kome je ova pesma posvećena. Edina Hecho.
It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. With the love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of a cloud one night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of those who were wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can never dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, oh, the night tide, I lay down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in the sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Sibela Curic, first-year student, will perform the poem Give All to Love by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Emerson was born in Boston in the beginning of the 19th century. Besides being an American philosopher, essayist, and poet, he is considered to be the founder of transcendentalism.
Sibela Curic, studentica prve godine, će kazivati stihove pesme Give All to Love od Ralph Waldo Emersona. Emerson je rođen u Bostonu početkom 19. veka. Osim što je bio američki filozof, esejista i pesnik, smatra se osnivačem transcendentalizma. Sibela, izvoli.
Give all to love, obey thy heart, friends, kindred, days, estate, good fame, plans, credit and amuse, nothing refuse. 'Tis a brave master, let it have scope, follow it utterly, hope beyond hope, high and more high, it dives into noon with wing unspent, untold intent, but its God knows its own path and the outlets of the sky. It was never for the mean, it required courage stout, souls bowed up, valor unbending, it will reward, they shall return, more than they were and ever sending. Leave all for love, yet, hear me yet, one word more thy heart behalf, one pulse more of firm endeavor, keep thee today, tomorrow, forever. Free as an Arab of thy beloved, cling with life to the maid. But when the surprise, first vague shadow of surmise, flits across her bosom young, of a joy apart from thee, free be she, fancy free. Know thou her vesture's hand, know the palace rose she flung for her summer diadem. Though thou loved her as thyself, as a self of purer clay, though her parting dims the day, stealing grace from all alive, hardly know, when half gods go, the gods arrive.
Azra Vranjaković, first-year student, will recite the song Prayer by Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau was born in the 19th century. He was an American writer, philosopher, and transcendentalist. He was the best student of Emerson. He passed all his words into deeds.
Azra Vranjaković, studentica prve godine, će kazivati stihove pesme Prayer od Henrya Davida Thoreau. Thoreau je rođen početkom 19. veka, bio je američki pisac, borac protiv poreza, kritičar razvoja, filozof i transcendentalista. On je bio najbolji učenik Emersona, sprovodio u delo sve što je Emerson govorio. Azra, izvoli.
Great God, I ask for no meaner help than that I may not disappoint myself, that in my action I may soar as high as I can now discern with this clear eye. And next in value, which thy kindness lends, that I may greatly disappoint my friends, however they think or hope that it may be, they may not dream how thou'st distinguished me. That my weak hand may equal my firm faith, and my life practice what my tongue saith, that my low conduct may not show, nor my relenting lines, that I purposed it not know, or overrated thy desire.
Jelana Dautovic, second-year student, will perform the poem The Ocean by Nathaniel Hawthorne. He was an American prose writer from the 19th century. He is considered to be the key personality in development of American literature due to his stories created in the colonial period of the American history.
Jelana Dautović, studentica druge godine, će govoriti stihove pesme The Ocean Nathaniela Hawthorna. On je bio američki prozni pisac iz 19. veka. Zbog svojih priča smeštenih u kolonijalni period američke istorije, on se smatra jednom od ključnih ličnosti u razvoju američke književnosti. Jelana, izgleda.
The ocean has its silent caves, deep, quiet, and alone. Though there be fury on the waves, beneath them there is none. The awful spirits of the deep hold their communion there, and there are those for whom we weep, the young, the bright, the fair. Calmly the wearied seamen rest beneath their own blue sea. The ocean solitudes are blessed, for there is purity. The earth has guilt, the earth has care, unquiet are its graves. But peaceful sleep is ever there beneath the dark blue waves.
Seniha Pepic, fourth-year student, will perform the poem Going to Heaven by Emily Dickinson.
Seniha Pepić, studentica četvrte godine, će interpretirati pesmu Going to Heaven od Emily Elizabeth Dickinson. Seniha, izvoli.
Going to heaven, I don't know when. Pray, do not ask me how. Indeed, I'm too astonished to think of answering you. Going to heaven, how dim it sounds, and yet it will be done, as sure as clocks go home at night unto the shepherd's eye. Perhaps you are going too. Who knows? If you should get there first, save just a little place for me, close to the tomb I lost. The smallest robe will fit me, and just a bit of crown. For, you know, we do not mind our dress when we are going home. I'm glad I don't believe it, for it would stop my breath, and I'd like to look a little more at such a curious earth. I'm glad they did believe it, who might have never found, since the mighty autumn afternoon I left them in the ground.
Zilha Hajdarević, second-year student, will recite the poem We Leave Tonight by Francis Scott Fitzgerald.
Zilha Hajdarević, studentica druge godine, će kazivati stihove pesme We Live Tonight od Francis Scott Fitzgeralda. Zilha, izvoli.
We leave tonight, silent. We feel the still, deserted street. A column of dim grey and ghost roars started at the muffled beat along the moonless way. The shadowy shipyards echoed to the feet that turn from night and day. And so we linger on the windless decks, see on the spectral shore shades of 1,000 days, poor grey-ribbed wrecks. Oh, shall we then deplore those futile years? See how the sea is white. The clouds have broken and the heavens burn to hollow highways, paved with gravel light. The churning of the waves about the stern rises to one voluminous nectar. We leave tonight.
Emir Ibrahimovic, fourth-year student, will perform the poem Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Emir Ibrahimovic, student 4. godine, će interpretirati pesmu Raven Edgar Allana Poe. Emire, izvoli.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor,' I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "'Only this, and nothing more.' Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books a cease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "This some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here, I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven from the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door.
perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad soul into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly crimination, graven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear this course so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast, upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock in store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of nevermore." But the raven, still beguiling my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplights gluted o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gluting o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God had lent thee, by these angels he had sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe of thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet, still a bird or devil, whether tempter set or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me I implore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet, still a bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word a sign of parting bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest night and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul had spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on that pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.
Enjoyed our humble program which we have prepared for you tonight, and that there will be more occasions to repeat these wonderful moments. We wish you a pleasant evening.
Nadamo se da ste uživali u skromnom programu koji smo večeras pripremili za vas, da će biti još prilika da zajedno dijelimo prijatne trenutke. Hvala na pažnji i